Now we are going to derive generalized form of Ampere's law. In the previous lecture, we found out the expression of Ampere's law that line integral of magnetic field is equal to mu naught times the current enclosed by the closed path. So there we supposed that an infinite current carrying wire was present and we imagined a closed path around that wire. Now in this case we are going to derive the generalized form of Ampere's law. So instead of one wire, here we are supposing n number of long straight wires carrying current, and in each wire the current is I1, I2 and so on up to In respectively. So here we have capital N number of long straight wires which carry current as I1, I2, I3 and so on up to In respectively. So in this figure I have shown that this wire, so these wires, they are perpendicular to the plane of the paper. So the current in this wire is I1 and the current is flowing towards us, towards the observer. Then in this wire also the current is I2 and it is flowing towards the observer. Now in this wire the current is flowing inwards, that is away from the observer. And similar is the case with this wire, the current I4 is flowing inside the paper. And similarly we have n number of wires, long straight wires. Now here we are supposing a closed path. So in Ampere's law we supposed a closed curve. So here also we will suppose a closed path C. So this is the shape, a random shape which I have taken of this closed path. And let's suppose that this closed path encloses only small n number of wires. So there are capital N number of long straight wires in total. From these capital N number of long straight wires, only small n number of wires are enclosed within this path, and all other, the remaining wires, that is n minus small n wires, they lie outside this closed path. So only n wires are present inside this closed path and the remaining capital N minus small n wires lie outside this closed path. Now let's suppose an observation point P over here. Now let P be any observation point on the path C. On this path you can take any observation point. Now what will be the total magnetic field at this point P? Now as we know, due to the current there is a magnetic field. So we have already seen that due to an infinite current carrying wire, the magnetic field is given by mu naught I divided by 2 pi r, and its direction is given by right hand palm rule. So for this wire, let's suppose due to the presence of current I1, there will be certain magnetic field at this point P. Then due to this second wire which is carrying current I2, due to this wire also there will be a certain magnetic field at this point P. And similarly due to every wire which is present, due to all n number of long straight wires which are carrying current I1, I2 and up to so on up to In. So due to all these wires there will be magnetic field at P. Now what will be the total magnetic field at this point P? So what will be the total magnetic field at this point P? The net magnetic field at this point P will be the vector sum of the magnetic fields due to the individual wires. So we will do the vector sum of all the magnetic fields. So let's say due to I1 the magnetic field at this point P is B1 vector. So due to the first wire the magnetic field is B1 vector at this point P. Then due to the second wire the magnetic field at the same point P is B2 vector. Then magnetic field due to the third wire is B3 vector at the same observation point, and similarly. So what will be the net magnetic field at this point P? The net magnetic field will be B vector, and that will be just the vector sum of the magnetic fields due to individual wires. So B vector will be B1 vector plus B2 vector plus B3 vector, and so on up to Bn vector. So you can also write this as summation of Bi vector, where Bi vector is the magnetic field at this point P due to ith wire. So there are n number of long straight wires. Due to ith wire, any random wire, the magnetic field at this point P is Bi vector. So this right hand side can be written as summation of Bi vector, and I will run from 1 to capital N. So when you will open this summation, you will just get the previous equation. Now let's take the dot product of both the sides with dl vector. So dl vector is a small elementary length on this path. So let's take dl vector as a small elementary length on this closed path C. So we will do dot product on both hand sides with dl vector. So on the left hand side you will get B vector dot product with dl vector, and on the right hand side you will get summation of I is equal to 1 to n, then Bi vector dot product with dl vector. So dl vector is the elementary length taken on this closed path C. Now let's do the integration on both hand sides over this closed path C. So when you will do the integration, you will get integration over a closed path C as well as on the right hand side. So you will get this equation. Now let's solve this integral on the right hand side. Just this integral, means without this summation. So let's solve this one. That is a closed line integral of Bi vector over the closed path C. Now here we will use the Ampere's law, which we have studied in the previous lecture. So there we have studied that if the current carrying wire is present inside the closed path, then the line integral of the magnetic field will be equal to mu naught times the current which is flowing in that wire. But if that wire is present outside this closed path, then the line integral of the magnetic field due to this wire over this closed path will be equal to 0, because current is not enclosed inside that closed path. So this integral will be equal to mu naught times II, where II is the current which is flowing in the ith wire, and here we are supposing that the ith wire is present inside the closed path. So if the ith wire is present inside the closed path, then this line integral over this magnetic field due to the ith wire will be given by mu naught times the current which is flowing in that wire. But this integral will be equal to 0 if the wire is lying outside the path. So this is the equation. This will be the line integral when the wire is lying inside the closed path, whereas this line integral over the magnetic field will be equal to 0 when the wire is present outside the closed path. So you can see that on this right hand side we have done the summation from 1 to n, means from the first wire to the nth wire. So we have taken all the wires into account, but in this case we have considered that only n number of wires are present inside the closed path and rest of the wires are present outside the closed path. So here what will be this right hand side? So in the right hand side we have taken all the n wires, but we know that only due to the n wires, only due to these n wires which are present inside the closed path, this integral will be equal to mu naught times the current, and due to the rest of the wires, that is n minus n wires are present outside the closed path. So due to these wires which are present outside, this integral will be equal to 0. So what will be this summation on the right hand side? So summation will only go from 1 to small n, and the integral from and the summation from n plus 1th wire to nth wire will be equal to 0, because from n plus 1th wire to the nth wire we have supposed that these wires are present outside the closed path and only n number of wires are present inside the closed path. So this summation will become just equal to summation from I is equal to 1 to small n, and integral can be written as it is. Since this integral will be 0 for n plus 1th wire to nth wire, and this integral will be non-zero, only up to nth wires. Therefore we have modified this summation from I is equal to 1 to capital N to I is equal to 1 to small n. So this can be further written as equal to summation I is equal to 1 to small n, and this integral for these wires, for all these wires, this integral will be just equal to mu naught times the current enclosed. So this will be mu naught times the current enclosed in the individual wires which are present inside the closed path. So this mu naught can be taken outside as this is a constant. So what is the equation that we have got? The left hand side as it is, this will be equal to mu naught can be taken outside the summation, and summation will go from 1 to n for the current which is present in the individual wires. Now here you can see that we have got summation I is equal to 1 to n of the current present in the individual wires. So this is the algebraic sum of the currents which are bounded by this closed path. So this is the algebraic sum of the currents which are enclosed in this closed path. So this can be written as mu naught as it is, and this summation, this algebraic sum of all the currents which are present inside the closed path, this can be written as I net. So this is the net current, and left hand side will remain as it is. So this equation, this is the generalized form of Ampere's law in free space. So this equation is a generalized form. So the equation that we got in the previous lecture, in that derivation we just took a single wire and we found the line integral of the magnetic field over a closed path will be just equal to mu naught times the current which is flowing in that single wire. But what if we have large number of wires? So the line integral of magnetic field over any closed path will be just equal to mu naught times the net current which is enclosed inside this closed path. Now over here we have to take into account the sign convention. Here we have seen that the current I1 and I2, as it is shown in this diagram, these currents are flowing towards the observer, and these currents, they are directed away from the observer and they are represented by a cross sign, and the currents which are flowing towards the observer, they are represented by dot. So when we apply this equation to various problems, we take the current directed towards the observer as positive. So in this diagram, if you will see that you will take I1 and I2 as positive, whereas I3 and I4 will be taken as negative. So when you solve the numericals, in that case, the current which is flowing towards the observer will be taken as positive, and the current which is directed away from the observer, that is, which is flowing inside the paper, which is going inside the paper, that current will be taken as negative. So this is the sign convention that you have to remember. So if you take into account only this diagram, in the derivation we have supposed that n number of wires are enclosed within the closed path. So this is a general derivation. But if you will look in this diagram, you will see that I1 and I2 are directed towards the observer, and I3 and I4 are directed, they are directed away from the observer. So I1 and I2 will be taken positive and I3 and I4 will be taken negative. Means I net in this particular diagram, in this example, I net will be equal to I1 plus I2 minus I3 minus I4. So here the net amount of current from this particular diagram will be I1 plus I2 minus I3 minus I4. So this is the generalized form of Ampere's law.